I'm Rachel. Today I'm going to go and pick up a van in San Jose. I'm going to be flying from Las Vegas to go and check out the van and hopefully drive it back over the next couple of days. So I'm excited to see how it goes. All right, got the van. Headed to the shop to get the suspension checked. All right, so yesterday after I bought the van, I took it to the shop because I knew it needed a little bit of work done. It ends up needing the front ball joints replaced and all 4 shocks. So I was hoping it'd be able to get done yesterday during the day so I could get on the road. But it ended up needing to be there overnight, so I had an unexpected layover in San Jose last night, which kind of just been processing some feelings of like overwhelm and just unexpected changes. So sitting with those and journaling, practicing my Reiki, doing a little dance movement practice this morning to kind of shift out of feelings of like fear and overwhelm, trying to shift into excitement with this journey. Lots of unexpected changes, so I'm just trying to sit with that and process them as they arise. And I'm hoping that I can get the car back early this afternoon and head down to Bakersfield tonight to see a friend before heading back to Vegas, hopefully tomorrow morning. So we will see how it goes. I'll keep you updated. Ended up spending the day at the Japanese Friendship Gardens in San Jose with my layover, and I'm heading to the shop to get the van now. It's been really nice to just spend some time outside and kind of ground myself before my long drive today. So I'm excited to get back in the van, get on the road. All right, I just picked up the van from the shop. Everything looks all good, so I'm gonna get some gas and then head out of town. All right, I've been driving for about an hour, most of which the time has been spent sitting in California traffic. Just trying to learn how to drive this thing. I feel like I have a death grip on the steering wheel most of the time. So this is definitely the biggest vehicle I've ever driven. Okay, I just drove 2.5 hours, and it was my first like long stint in the van. And I feel like next time I'm gonna bring some kind of powder for my hands from being so sweaty from gripping the steering wheel so tightly. I'm really learning how to drive this van, and it's been quite the adventure. But I made it to a stop safely, and I feel like I'm finally like starting to get the hang of it and feel more comfortable behind the wheel, which is great because I feel tired and stressed. All right, I made it to Bakersfield. The second 2.5 hours of the drive were definitely easier, I would say, than the first 2.5. I finally started to get comfortable with the van. I feel like we're in a stage of our relationship where we're building trust. So I wasn't quite as scared that I was gonna break down and overheat the engine or something. Kind of got more into a flow and was able to kind of start having a little bit more fun in the car, put on some music. The first 2.5 hours, I was like, I need complete silence. I can't have any distractions. I was like gripping the steering wheel really tightly. And so then I was able to kind of relax and not be so nervous about like just breaking down and having no idea what to do. So I made it to Bakersfield. I'm staying with a friend tonight, and then I'll head out to go back to Vegas tomorrow. All right, back in the van. Ended up stopping in Bakersfield last night, visited a friend, and had a really wonderful evening. And now I'm gonna head back to Vegas, and I'm feeling good, feeling more comfortable in the car from yesterday, and about 4.5 hours to go, and I'll be back home and I can start on painting and tearing out these carpets and kind of doing a quick little renovation. So I'm excited to get started on that. Also, yes, this is the same thing I was wearing yesterday because I did not bring enough clothing with me for my trip to San Jose to pick up the van, because I was hoping for a one night and now it's been 2, and so I did not bring enough clothing, and so I'm excited to get home. All right, I had a quick stop to get some matcha, go to the bathroom, stretch a little bit. There was some water leaking from the front of the car by the engine, so I Googled it, and I think it's just the air conditioning. I don't know a thing about cars, so I'm hoping that's what it is. And yeah, there was a little bit of like clicking going on as I was like going uphill. So I was listening to that, but I realized that there is nothing that I would know how to do. So I was just kind of listening to the clicking and just hearing it, and it stopped after a while, which was good. So we'll see. I'm on the home stretch to Vegas, about 2 more hours. So here we go, back on the road. Okay, I've been driving about 15 minutes since my last stop, and the engine light turned on. Nothing was making any noises. The car was running fine. I'm like 2 hours out from Vegas, which is probably like an hour and a half from Primm. So I turned the car off, I pulled over. I'm just gonna let it like cool down a little bit and see if the engine light turns back off. Not really sure what to do here, so we will see how it goes. All right, I turned the car back on and the engine light is still on. So, just trying to figure out what to do here. All right, I stopped in Baker at the closest mechanic, and they actually don't have a mechanic. It's just a towing service. So let's see what my next option is. All right, I'm in Baker. I pulled up to the mechanic and it was actually just a tow shop, and there are no mechanics in Baker. But the guy was able to run the code thing for me, and he said that it's an engine 7 or cylinder 7 failure. So he was telling me that could be as simple as like a spark plug repair, or it could be something more serious. Right now I am like 90 miles from Vegas and like 60 from Barstow, so I'm just trying to weigh my options and figure out what I want to do. The van's still running fine. It's making a few clicking noises when I'm going uphill, and the guy said that there's 2 like mountain passes that I have to go through to get back to Vegas. So I'm just gonna kind of sit in some silence for a little bit, think about what I want to do. Yeah, we'll see. Alrighty, I'm headed back to Barstow. Gonna just take it slow on the highway. I was able to talk to a mechanic there, and that was his recommendation, and that they'd be able to service it for me there. There's like a couple mountain ranges between Baker and Vegas, and they didn't recommend I try to do it with a cylinder misfiring. So I'm gonna head back and wish me luck. So a name that's been coming up for me for the van is Grace, because that's kind of the type of energy that I want to bring to these travels, this road trip, this kind of like lifestyle shift. I want to try to embody like grace and flow and like ease, and so I feel like this experience is kind of just a little bit of not a test, but a opportunity to practice that, okay, like, can I flow with this here? And what does, I'm really trying to tap into like, what does my intuition feel like? And earlier today when I was hearing the clicking, it was kind of like, okay, like there's new, but Grace and I are just getting to know each other, so I don't really know, you know, what to do in that, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it to Barstow. And then as I was passing through Barstow earlier, I was like, all right, you know, I just want to get back to Vegas, let me just stop in Eddy World and not Barstow. And then Eddy World is when the engine light turned on, and then I chose to go forward to Baker instead of back to Barstow because I felt like that made more sense. But then I get to Baker and there's no mechanics. So it's kind of just an opportunity to sit with like, okay, maybe that's what that felt like earlier, of listening and being like, I should stop in Barstow. So definitely a good opportunity for learning, a good opportunity for Grace and I to get to know each other. Still on the way to Barstow now, and we're doing okay. She's driving okay. I'm not hearing anything weird. We're just taking it slow, and I'm not going to push her too hard. So I want to get there safely, and I don't want to cause her any damage. All right, I made it to the repair shop. Apparently, to access the engine part, we have to get through the doghouse, which is under here. So he's grabbing a screwdriver so that we can get to the engine. It's still just number 7. Actually, I pulled up to the shop and then the engine light surprisingly wasn't on, but it's still queued for the number 7 cylinder thing. All right. Well, they're recommending all the spark plugs be replaced, and so it looks like we're gonna spend some more time at the shop. Okay, got some food, feeling better, more empowered, about to head back to the shop and see what the deal is, see if it's about done, see if I can learn about spark plugs and how to replace them on my own maybe. Well, it's 8:30 and I'm still at the repair shop. They're changing out all of the things. I'm tired, just want to be home. But hopefully it's almost done and I can head back home pretty soon here. Sorry, it's dark. All right, it is 10:15 at night and I decided to just get a hotel for the night. The Grace is done. All the spark plugs are replaced and everything sounds good. The engine light isn't on anymore. But it's just late and I didn't feel up for driving late into the night when it's dark and just had these like mechanical stuff. So I'm gonna get a hotel for the night and then start fresh in the morning and hopefully make it back home to Vegas tomorrow. Okay, here's my official van tour. Coming in. Go. It's the kitchen over here. Stove. A bed back here. Some storage. And then this is the bathroom, shower, combo. Okay, it is day 4 of my planned 2-day trip to go and get the van. So I ended up staying at a hotel last night because the repairs got done really late to have all of the spark plugs replaced. And so now getting started on the road again. Hopefully just a quick trip from Barstow to Vegas this morning so I can get the carpets taken up today and start doing some painting, or at least sanding today. Feeling ready to be home. I am back in my shirt from day 1 and my shorts are wet because I washed them in the sink last night at the hotel. So I'm ready to be back home. Bryce and I just made it up a massive hill, or not really a hill, a mountain pass, outside of Baker. The engine light did flicker on once when I was trying to like accelerate, obviously a little bit too aggressively up the mountain. So then I cooled it down and just went like a cool 45 to 50 up the mountain pass, and she seemed to handle that okay. I'm still hearing the clicking sometimes when we're going up. Just burned through like a bunch of gas going up the mountain. I have like a fourth of a tank left, so I'm hoping there's a gas station up here so I can fill up before this next mountain pass that I see in front of us. Okay, we made it to Vegas. Yay! The engine light didn't turn on again after that one time up the hill because I took it slower. Maxed out at like 45 miles an hour up the hill. I did still have some of the clicking a little bit, or the rattling, and I recorded it so I can get it to a shop this week and hopefully get it looked at again. But we're getting ready to start sanding everything, taking the bed out right now, so it's exciting.